Good morning, y'all, on this Wellness Wednesday. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm a few minutes late because I really felt sick at my stomach, and I don't know why. All of a sudden, I don't know if you ever got that, like, when your mouth start watering, you feel like you're gonna get sick. That's what I felt like this morning. I don't know why. I think it was because I took my medicine, and I got a gas bubble or something under my stomach. You know how that can happen. Good morning, beautiful Kimmy. Good morning, James. How's everybody doing this beautiful? And good morning to my cloud watchers. Grand Rising. Good morning. Um, how y'all doing on this beautiful Wellness Wednesday? Y'all know, we was talking about that old crazy white dude, Jim Terry. So I figured on this Wellness Wednesday, we would talk about narcissistic personality disorder because obviously that dude's a narcissist. He has a grand sense of self and thinks that he's God's gift to women, and he's this amazing person that does so much. Y'all, I am so glad I was able to go over there. Sorry, excuse me, y'all. I don't know what it is, but my stomach's a little upset this morning. Now tomorrow, I may or may not be live tomorrow. Tomorrow's my son's I almost said he was 16 again. 17th birthday. He'll be 17 years old tomorrow. I probably will, but I'm not sure if I might end early tomorrow or something. I'm not sure. I know that I have to go back over the Nevaya case, Nevea, because that case really touched my heart. Y'all know I did that last week, and go back over it and whatnot, and go over some of the cases we were looking into and see if any of them have started off their trials for whatnot. Um, Thank you all for being here. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe if you ain't already. Let me go ahead and make sure that this is scrolling across the bottom. Um, If you want to hit the Cash App, you may or may not. Y'all know I don't really beg. It's just whatever. If y'all want to support the content, it does. I do put back money into my stream. I do have to test. Something's going on with my Yeti mic. So I'm gonna have to test it. The other day when I was up on the hood tables, it was making a weird noise. So I'm gonna have to test that, see what's going on. Hopefully it's fine because I'm gonna cry if it's not. 'Cause it's not a cheap thing to replace or whatnot. So I'm gonna test it out probably this afternoon or in the morning because I do want to get back to using my microphone because I do love it. I'm using my headphones right now. Um, Good morning, YouTube cameras, love. I was enjoying your stream this morning. Um, and everything like I always do. But the Jim Terry guy, if y'all seen him over there or y'all heard about him from Just Blaze, he's the guy with the network called OTT. I did a live video yesterday exposing him for all the crap he's done. I posted on my community wall playlist all about this man. I'm trying to bring awareness to the sector, right? Awareness to our beautiful sector. I don't want this man to be able to jump on nobody's pedal and bother anybody in our sector because y'all know how I am. I looking out for the people. The people. So because he's so crazy and he's done so much yesterday, I gotta tell y'all what happened. Under that video, somebody had um commented under my video yesterday, right? That is a victim of his. And I'm going to read it to y'all. It says, I have recordings on YouTube Street and Rumble, 4 years, multiple recordings. Hold on, let me tell you the other because I have to go to my YouTube studios. Hopefully, where I liked it, it still shows up. Let's see here. Let's go to the community tab here. Um, okay. They said come over to Watcher at Watcher of Crazy and you will learn all about JT. They said Rolling Stone magazine, a whole article on Jim Terry. He doxed my wife because she had a stroke and a disability, and it has 4 years. He doxed multiple people on the YouTube streets, and all this other stuff. So he is not a good person. Let's just say it that way. Um, and I wanted to warn people, like I was trying to warn people yesterday about the situation. Because I don't want anybody. His name YouTube cameras is Jim Terry. He was, when Just Blaze got up on Miss Pizarro's and was talking about the Vegas girl situation, and she kept saying a guy named Jim Terry, Jim Terry, Jim Terry. Yesterday, I did an expose on him, and on my community wall, there's a post that I did with 3 different playlists talking about this guy. Yeah. So he charges people $30 a month to watch his little OTT network. Okay. He's a racist POS. He's against the LGBTQ community. He says that the reason white women, are mad at him is because they can't get a white man like him, insinuating that they have to go for other races because they can't get a white man like him. Because they can't get a white man. And that's racist as shit. We all know that's racist as shit. And some of the things that come out of his mouth are really, really messed up. He told Mr. Noble that Mr. Noble needed to go eat some fried chicken. He was downgrading to MU, and thank God she listened yesterday. I caught her while she was on her live. I said, "Girl, you better get the hell away from this man as fast as you can. He is not good people." And I told MU to go watch those playlists and to watch the video I did yesterday exposing his ass. Because I don't want him sneaking his little ass in our sector trying to mess with none of our people. He could stay on over there with his racist folk all he want to. Stay over there with his bigotry and all his bullshit if he want to. But you don't be coming over here. Okay? Hey, Miss Marquetta. He was saying some of the most racist shit coming out of his mouth, but he says he can't be a racist because he went to a HBCU. Yeah, he can't be a racist because he went to a HBCU. If y'all could see my face right now. Hey, Ray. Hey, Ray, love. So I thought what we would talk about on this Wellness Wednesday, since we was talking about this character person yesterday, right? I'm not a doctor, nor can I diagnose with anybody. This is my disclaimer. With any mental issues, right? Y'all know health is wealth, and learning about things is good for us. Um, YouTube cameras, you should. I think MU said she was going to take that off private because she ended that she couldn't hear what was going on because they were talking at each other, and she's been having internet issues. Like her internet was messing up yesterday, and he was completely trying to take over her stream, trying to tell her who can be in her chat, that she needs to block people if they talk about him. I'm like, you ain't the content creator, and just because we don't like you don't mean that she got to block us, her A1 day ones. That's stupid. Just like I know YouTube cameras would go to hell off on somebody if they told her what to do in her channel, because that's her shit. You know what I'm saying? That's your shit. You nobody tell you what to do on your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's your shit. Um, and when he was trying to tell her what to do, and the way he talks to women, y'all, how can women support this man? Like, that just gets me. When you talk to a woman like that and a woman takes it, that's like she almost wanting for the abuse. I'm like, hell to the no. To the no, no. Yeah, he was the dude that was on her panel last night, YTC. Yeah, that dude is awful person. He stole money from like he would say he had like sports equipment for sale to schools and basically steal money from the schools. Say he had bleachers for sale and had a really good price on it and then steal the money from the schools, like actual schools. He scammed actual schools. Then he also scammed victims of families who are have missing children or missing family members in the true crime sector. He was over there scamming them out of 2 to 4K up front, saying he gonna help find their family member in 2 weeks, no less than 2 weeks. He ain't found not a nan nutter family member. In fact, all his success stories were lies. I blanked that out yesterday too and showed it. Every one of his success stories was lies. Every single one of them. I'm not getting paid off that video yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm not getting paid off that video. There is one little portion I had to X out. I'm sorry for anybody who didn't see that yesterday, that little section, because I did have to edit that one out or it would be completely blocked, right? But I'm not getting paid for yesterday's video. I'm not getting AdSense off of it, nothing, because I knew that might happen, but I was okay with it as long as it brought awareness to my sector. You know what I'm saying? I was willing to take that hit to try to warn people in my sector. I was willing to do that, knowing that it would take my for that specific video, it might take my monetization. Now, I do want to thank all the people's videos that I played yesterday for not striking me. None of them struck me. So I do want to thank all of those people who I played their video yesterday. Thank you all for allowing me to play your content to warn my people about this man. I do want to thank you all for that. So I played a lot of videos out of those playlists, and those people were nice enough not to do anything to my channel and allow me to expose this gentleman to our people so he can't take advantage of us. He likes to scam people. He has a criminal record as long as your leg. He's literally been on probation quite a few times. Um, no, YTC saw she saw him over there on MU's panel last night as she was going to bed. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying that I'm warning everybody so that he won't be able to come up on their panel and they'll know who he is, because this is not a good man. If you look up Jim Terry, just a simple Google search, you are going to find so much stuff about him. All you gotta do is look up James Michael Terry. That's all you got to look up. And I promise you, you're gonna find so much stuff your head's gonna spin. Jim Terry TV, look that up in a Google search. You're gonna be like, oh my God, who is this man and why is he over here? I'm betting you money. That's why he had to create that little OTT platform. And the only reason some of those people are supporting him is because they think if they work for him, they're going to get paid. $100 says he's scamming all that shit, and those people aren't even getting paid. Or if they are, it's very little. And he's telling them, well, we don't have enough people yet for you to make this in such and such amount. And he's bankrolling off of their backs. Yeah, he's bankrolling and not being transparent. So, all the people that have worked for the OTT network, I would love to hear if you're actually getting paid. Are you getting paid for your time over there? Because I very much so doubt it. I very so much doubt it. I know they're not going to say anything or go against him, though. They're not going to. And if they did say anything, they would probably be up here lying, saying they're getting paid good money, knowing they not. Because at $30 a person, he may have, if he has 10 people, he's getting about $3,000, right? If he is paying them anything, he's probably paying them like $100 a month while he's pocketing $2,500 for himself. And yeah, he's bankrolling money off those people's backs. Bet me money if he's paying them at all. Probably $25 a show, but he's making more than that because the people may not be coming to see him, but to see those people. So he basically tried to create his own network, pretty much. Probably because people over here don't support him at all, and probably to the point that his channel keeps getting hit because people don't like him that much. Like, you ought to seen the people in MU's channel that was against this man, that was talking about what he had done to them. It's one thing to be controversial, right? We have a lot of controversial people in this sector, but they don't run around scamming schools. You know what I'm saying? They don't run around taking 2 to 4K off of victims' families. And they sure in the hell don't run around doing half the shit he doing. So, we got some controversial figures, but not to that degree. Damn, child. But we going to talk about narcissistic personality disorder. And we probably, some of y'all know some folks that are like this. So we going to look into this. I'm just a screen share. And wait, before I screen share, I got to put up my copyright disclaimer. Y'all know I got to do that. Oh, I was trying to do it this way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, y'all know I had to put that up there. So let me go ahead and present. We're gonna look at some. We're gonna look at basically narcissistic personality disorder from the Mayo Clinic here. And so let me go ahead and share this. Share screen. I know we've all had somebody in our life, even if, this Jim Terry dude does not affect you, you could possibly have had somebody in your life that has had this disorder. We all know some, right? So we're going to look at it. We're going to look at the overview. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need to seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others, but behind this mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism. A narcissistic personality disorder causes problems in many areas of life, such as relationships, work, school, and financial matters. People with narcissistic personality disorder may be generally unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration that they believe they deserve. They may find their relationships troubled and unfulfilling, and other people may not enjoy being around them. Treatment for narcissistic personality disorder centers around talk therapy, also called psychotherapy. Narcissistic personality disorder affects more males than females and it often begins in the teens or early adulthood. Some children may show traits of narcissism, but this is often typical for their age and doesn't mean they'll go on to develop narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. Symptoms. Symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder and how severe they can vary. People with this disorder can have an unreasonably high sense of self importance and require constant, excessive admiration, feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment, expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements, make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are, be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate, believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people, be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important, expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them, take advantage of others to get what they want, have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others, be envious of others and believe others envy them, behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, and come across as conceited, insist on having the best of everything, for instance, the best car or the best office. At the same time, people with narcissistic personality disorder have trouble handling anything they view as criticism. They can become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment, have major problems interacting with others and easily feel slighted, react with rage or contempt, try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior, have difficulty managing their emotions and behavior, experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change, withdraw from or avoid situations in which they might fail, feel depressed and moody because they fall short of perfection, have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, or fear of being exposed as a failure. When to see a doctor. People with narcissistic personality disorder may not want to think anything could be wrong, so they usually don't seek treatment. If they do seek treatment, it is more likely to be for symptoms of depression, drug or alcohol misuse, or other mental health problems. What they view as insults to self esteem may make it difficult to accept and follow through with treatment. If you recognize aspects of your personality that are common to narcissistic personality disorder or feeling overwhelmed by sadness, consider reaching out to a trusted healthcare provider or mental health provider. Getting the right treatment can help make your life more rewarding and enjoyable. Um, the causes. It is not known what causes narcissistic personality disorder. The cause is likely complex. Narcissistic personality disorder may be linked to environment, parent child relationships with either too much adoration or too much criticism that don't match the child's actual experiences and achievements. Genetics, inherited characteristics, such as certain personality traits. Neurology, neurobiology, the connection between the brain and behavior and thinking. Risk factors. Although the cause of narcissistic personality disorder isn't known, some researchers think that overprotective or neglectful parents may have an impact on a child who was born with a tendency to develop the disorder. Genetics and other factors also may play a role in this development of narcissistic personality disorder. The complications for narcissistic personality disorder are relationship difficulties, problems at work or school, depression and anxiety, other personality disorders, an eating disorder called anorexia, physical health problems, drug or alcohol misuse, suicidal thoughts or behavior. Prevention. Because the cause of narcissistic personality disorder is unknown, there's no known way to prevent the condition, but it may help to get treatment as soon as possible for childhood mental health problems, participate in family therapy to learn healthy ways to communicate or to cope with conflicts or emotional distress, attend parenting classes, and seek guidance from a therapist or social worker if needed. And we all know that this can only be diagnosed with, a mental health professional. Um, some features of narcissistic personality disorder are like those of other personality disorders. Also, it is possible to be diagnosed with more than one personality disorder at a time. This can make diagnosis more challenging. Diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder usually is based on your symptoms and how they impact your life, a physical exam to make sure you don't have physical problems causing your symptoms, a thorough psychological evaluation that may include filling out a questionnaires, guidelines in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, published by the American Psychiatric Association. Treatment. Psychotherapy. Narcissistic personality disorder treatment is centered around psychotherapy. Psychotherapy can help learn to relate better with others so your relationships are closer, more enjoyable, and more rewarding. Understanding the cause of your emotions and what drives you to compete, to distrust others, to dislike others, and possibly yourself. The focus is to help you accept responsibility and learn to accept and maintain real personal relationships and work together with coworkers. Recognize and accept your actual abilities, skills, and potential so you can tolerate criticisms or failures. Increase your ability to understand and manage your feelings. Understanding how to learn to handle issues related to your self esteem. Learn to set and accept goals that you can reach instead of wanting goals that are not realistic. Therapy can be short term to help you manage during times of stress or crisis. Therapy can also be provided on an ongoing basis to help you achieve and maintain your goals. Often, including family members or others in therapy, can be helpful. Medicines. There is no medication specifically used to treat narcissistic personality disorder. But if you have symptoms of depression, anxiety, or other conditions, medicines such as antidepressants or anti anxiety medications may be helpful. So we went over, basically what narcissistic personality disorder is, and a lot of people, when you actually know a real narcissist, here's the problem that we have with narcissistic personality disorder. The people they choose as victims usually become addicted to the abuse. It becomes your normal. um it becomes your normal that you expect that abuse from that abuser, so much so that if you take away the abuser, you start doing it to yourself. Okay. It is I'm actually been trying to find this there was this ad, not ad, but this um, site that I found that talked about it. Um, there are people who almost get us like a Stockholm syndrome to narcissistic abuse. Because especially if it's like a loved one or the person like your your spouse, right? It ends up becoming your normal, and you think what they're doing is normal because a lot of narcissists will blame you for their shortcomings and make it seem like everything is your fault. So then you start to saying, I'm sorry for things you shouldn't be sorry for, right? Because it becomes like, how it takes you a while to learn something when you're little? A learned behavior takes time. Well, abuse does the same thing to people, right? You get conditioned to believe that what is going on is true, right? And then after a period of time, right? Um, it becomes your normal. And when your normal is disrupted, your brain tries to make ways for this to happen. So a lot of narcissistic personality disorder people with that, um, they don't. I don't think some of them know in their mind that they're technically abusing someone, but they are. Some of them I do believe know that they're doing it. Others I don't believe they know that they're doing it. So you know, I'm going to try to find that right quick, to see if we can find it. Because I would like people to know who what they can do to protect themselves, and it is a thing that actually happens. Some people don't know this. Is learned behaviors, you know, um, do become a thing. A narcissist, a person that has, this is what happens sometimes to some people, and it becomes a real thing. And the problem is when it's a family member, or when it's when it's a partner in your life, or somebody that you can't get rid of, sometimes you don't even recognize the signs of abuse, because most of it is mental, right? It's not physical. A lot of it is mental. This is signs of a narcissistic victim syndrome. This is a real thing. Narcissistic victim syndrome describes the mental, emotional, and other consequences a person may experience due to a relationship with an abusive person with narcissistic personality disorder. While not diagnosable condition itself, narcissistic victim syndrome describes the potentially long-lasting effects of living with and experiencing abuse from a person with narcissistic personality disorder. Long-term abuse can lead to anxiety, self-doubt, and other mental health related signs and symptoms. What is narcissistic victim syndrome? Narcissistic victim syndrome describes potentially long lasting mental, emotional, and social effects that have associated with abuse from a person with NPD. It is not a diagnosable condition. Researchers have also not widely studied it or discussed it in the scientific literature. For example, a 2019 study looked at how 7 people who experienced abuse from a person with NPD described their current or former partner. Despite interviewing these people, the aim of the study was to better classify and describe NPD and its relationships to domestic abuse. What is um like it often, this is some of it right here that they do, and it shows manipulation can make a person question their own reality, confuse them, or lower their self-esteem. Some common abusive behaviors of a person with NPD may display include scapegoating. Partners or parents may place all blame on their partner or one child. This is known as scapegoating. Passive aggressiveness behaviors may occur if a partner sabotages their partner's efforts, indirectly shifts blame, or uses sarcasm heavily. They gaslight. This makes a person question their own reality, judgment by questioning their memory, and manipulation. Facts. Hovering, named after the vacuum brand, this involves a person sucking a victim back into their lives after a breakup. Triangulation involves bringing a third person into an argument to reinforce their position or opinion. The silent treatment, purposely ignoring an individual to make them feel isolated or alone. Signs of MPD related abuse. The following sections describe some potential signs and side effects of MPD related abuse. Not everyone will experience abuse in the same way. Some behaviors may present more subtly than others. Disassociation as a survival mechanism. People sometimes use disassociation as a defense mechanism from abuse. Disassociation involves feeling detached from the usual sense of self or surroundings. It may also take the form of amnesia or associating some events as occurring to someone else. In this case, the brain of the person experiencing abuse or trauma tries to cope with emotional pain and stress by blocking out the pain and escaping current reality. It can look like obsessive behaviors, addictions, or repressions. Perfect appearance. A person with MPD may appear perfect at first. They may shower a person with gifts, compliments, and other positive interactions that make the other person feel loved and appreciated. This can also be known as love bombing. Once the other person falls in love, the individual with MPD may slowly replace adoration and other positive aspects with manipulative behaviors. Smear campaign. A person with MPD typically needs to maintain their perfect appearance to the outside world. Others not in the intimate relationship with the person will often only see this side of the person. A smear campaign may begin when a partner starts to question their behaviors. The person with MPD may try to get others to criticize their partner as well. If a partner gets angry and at the attacks, it can reinforce what the person with MPD is saying about them. They may also lash out at the person verbally. This may include threats or insults. Doubt from others. Just as a person with MPD may have hidden their behavior from their partner at first, they may continue to hide their less favorable actions from friends, coworkers, and others. This can cause other people to question or doubt what the person experiencing abuse says about their partner. Isolation. Isolation can occur as low self esteem and desire to hide perceived shame from abuse increases. This can make it difficult for a person to reach out to others for help or assistance, or lead to additional mental health concerns such as depression. Freezing up. Freezing up is a defensive response to a stressful or traumatic event. Freezing up can occur when a person feels threatened or scared in response to emotional or physical abuse. It prevents a person from either removing themselves from danger or fighting back against it. Difficulty making decisions. Over time, a person may find their self esteem and confidence begin to decrease. This can make it difficult for them to make decisions because they doubt their own ability to make good choices. Feeling as though they have done something wrong. Narcissistic victim syndrome may include feeling always doing something wrong. This may occur due to the person with MPD constantly blaming their partner for things that go wrong or having irrational responses to interactions with their partner. Unexplained physical symptoms. Over time, a person may develop unusual explained physical symptoms. These may be nonspecific and have no known cause, such as stomach upset, insomnia, or fatigue. A person may also have experienced aches and pains. Restlessness. Living with a person with MPD can become unpredictable. They may shower the other person with compliments or gifts or criticize and manipulate them. The unpredictable nature of their attention can lead to feelings of restlessness and unease. Anxiety and depression. Different forms of abuse may lead to depression, other mental health issues such as anxiety. It is possible that a person with narcissistic victim syndrome may present with signs of depression or anxiety such as depressed mood, loss of interest in activities, and reduced energy. Um, I will say that what I have seen from people, hey, Intuitive, hey, Zion, um, that's why, I literally wanted to talk about narcissism because he's technically a narcissist, this Jim Terry guy, right? And a lot of people that are surrounding him still is because they've become basically like Stockholm syndrome, right? or they don't believe it because he presents to them one thing and presents to someone else something else, right? I heard about him calling people's families. I did hear about that. I heard about him doxing people if they don't do what he says or what he wants. He threatens people. I've heard about this. But narcissistic personality um, disorder, um, the abuse victims also go through something. That's why I want the abuse victims of narcissistic personality disorder to understand that when you leave the situation, know that you are going to have possible PTSD. You're going to probably have a lot of things that you don't even realize because some people do not realize that they have it or that it's affected to them to that extreme. If you have dealt with a narcissistic personality person, you also need therapy to help yourself because of the things that you've been through because of this person, right? So, seek help yourself to help yourself not be not have narcissistic personality victim syndrome because you are left over with a lot of scarring, a lot of things that happened to you, blaming yourself all the time for things that are not even your fault, or saying I'm sorry when you're shouldn't be sorry about it, right? Or it comes to a point that you become so used to the abuse that if the abuse does not happen, you start to think something's wrong in relationships that are going forward, right? And the reason I know is because I have dealt with a narcissist in my life. Um, Narcissists are very charismatic. They have very good personalities, and on the outside, when they talk to you, you'll know because they seem like this best person you've ever met in your life, right? They seem like this most amazing person, and then over time, you start to see the real person come out. But by that point, you already love them, and they use that love against you. And when I say it is harder when it is a close family member, it was my very own sister. My very own sister, a person that I truly loved and grew up with. She's a narcissist, right? Good morning, Montrese. Good morning, Zion. Good morning, Intuitive. And Intuitive, if you want to talk about what has happened to you, I will drop the link right now to the StreamYard. If you would like to come up and tell the people, you don't have to. I'm just giving you the option. Um, I'm giving anybody the option right now that wants to speak out against Jim Terry and the things that he has done, or for that matter, anyone that has done, you dirty, whether it be a family member, an ex, whoever it may be, and get it off your chest. This is Wellness Wednesday, and I thought because we were talking about this subject yesterday, I would bring up these situations. Now, I cannot diagnose. I am not a doctor. I'm putting that disclaimer out right now. I cannot diagnose someone with narcissistic personality disorder. But what we can do as a people with common sense is look at what narcissistic personality disorder is and then make our own decision on whether we think they have it or not. Right? We can look at it. Narcissistic personality disorder, and narcissistic abuse itself, even if you don't think it's happened, or you'll start noticing some of the things that you do because of being with the narcissist or being family members with the narcissist. Like I overcame that and I realized what it was, and I did not allow it to affect future me, if that makes sense. I had to I basically had to understand what narcissistic personality disorder is, what the person is, and to take what they say for face value. Now, I did not, thank God, let her abuse go on for years, so I didn't wind up with a lot of those things. When I talk about narcissistic victim syndrome, because I wasn't in a relationship with her, right? Um, and I learned very early on about my sister and how to deal with her, if that makes sense. Um, hey, Shaka, Shaka, Shaka. I learned that I can't believe everything my sister says. I learned that my sister's a huge liar. She's in fact a pathological liar, and a lot of things that she does to make her seem upper. I realized very early on that, like because I recognized it early, she was not able to abuse me, if that makes sense. But I did have to protect my parents from her because that's who she was trying to abuse. She knew I was too strong for that shit. But she did try that with our mother and father by trying to guilt them into doing what she wants because it's either her way or the highway. That's the way a lot of narcissists are. And they think they're always right. They're never wrong. They cannot admit when they're wrong. Or if they do admit it, it's because they're fixing to lose you. Right? And they're only doing that. And then they love bomb you to try to keep you. So realize the narcissist actually didn't mean when they said I'm sorry. They never meant that. They're gonna get worse. The more you take their abuse, the more you allow it, the more they will continue and get worse over time. A lot of my sister's issues came from her drug use. Um, and I know that we've all had someone in our family or someone we've known that when you knew them before the drug use, they were this a most amazing person or good person or a person you loved. And then when you watch their personality and who they are change because of the drugs, it actually hurts. It really does. To see them change to a person that you don't even know anymore, it really does. And you do like, I gave my sister so many chances and so many times because I remember the person she was, right? And I love the person she used to be. And then it became, worse and worse and worse. And I hope she gets better. I hope that she gets off these drugs. But I cannot watch her continue to ill herself pretty much. I cannot watch her constantly doing these things. And I cannot be a participant in that. Not to mention, she has lied on me and my family so much so that even people I know will be like, I know that's not true because I know these people. But she would lie to save her own skin and grandiose herself. That's where her narcissism came out. She would make herself seem like this most amazing person and then put down other people, right? And make up lies about them to make herself seem like she's better. She would play the your heartstrings with like, I don't have anywhere else to go. And my sister's in her 40s. There's no reason why she shouldn't have a place to go. And I will say for other people, when people's families don't want to have anything to do with them, like their entire family, that should also be a red flag. That should be a red flag when the family themselves want nothing to do with the person. That's a huge red flag. So pay attention to those red flags. If their mama, their daddy, their sister, their brothers really don't want anything to do with them, there's usually a reason for it. My sister brought nothing but drama into my life. Now, did I love my sister? Do I still love my sister? Yes. I always will. You know what I'm saying? But does that mean I have to take her abuse? Nope, sure don't. Sometimes you have to know when to even cut off family. And the sad part is for some people, they end up having to cut off their entire family because the entire family is abusive or the entire family means them no good and it brings nothing but drama into their life. Um, so I would also say that for yourselves. If it doesn't bring you peace, it doesn't bring you prosperity, it's not good for you, cut it out of your life. I could see that too, Intuitive K. I could see a lot of people that stick with him being too afraid to leave because maybe he knows something about him. See, what I'm thinking, and I don't even know this guy, I just saw him on a platform the other day. So I'm just getting to know who he is by looking up things, right? I've never had a personal conversation with this man. I've never watched his channel. I've never been in his stuff. But this is things that a common sense person can pick up, right? I'm betting 101 that a few of his first supporters or the people that he deems closest to him, he knows a lot of information about them. He's got them to talk behind the scenes to him, so he knows some things that he could literally use against them. Probably has their personal phone numbers, probably has their addresses, their all these other things, right? And so they're too afraid to go against him. But here's the thing. If they all go against him at one time, what is he going to be able to do about that? Secondly, with his name being smeared through the mud like it is now, who's going to believe him? Who's going to care what he says? I'm going to say this. I've been doxxed. I don't care. Right? A lot of us in the beef sector and all these other sectors have been doxxed. We could raise our hand. We've been doxxed or tried to dox. People have tried to dox people and did it unsuccessfully. Right? So there's a lot of people that have been. So we're not afraid of that. I mean, it's just words on the internet. What are you going to do? I have known of people who have called people's moms and dads at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to say that's wrong as shit. He is very dead wrong for what he is doing. And for the way that he treated not only his subscribers and people that were following him just because, and the way he talks to people who just because they don't agree with him, he can't have a civilized, grown up conversation because in his mind, everybody has to agree with everything he says. Right? So you can't speak out against him. If you say something is different than what he wants you to say, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? That's what I figured out about him. Like, you can't have a differences of opinion and be a grown up about that. There's a lot of people that we may not agree on everything, right? We may not agree on everything. And that's fine because we're adults and we can do that. That doesn't mean I like you any more or any less, right? That doesn't mean we can't be cordial or friendship wise any more or any less just because we don't agree on everything. Like, there's a lot of people in my sector that I like that other people do not like, right? And we can agree to a disagree on that situation. I also do not be in the amen section making fun of folks because how can you say you like one person then also it's inevitable. But what I have learned about this Jim Terry character is that he doesn't seem to be a very good man. He seems to be a scammer. He seems to be very hateful. The way he speaks to women really, really, really like bothers me because he thinks that women are less than him. And he puts himself on a pedestal and he's better than everybody. Sir, come off your high horse because nobody's better than the next. We all poop out the same hole. We all, if we cut, we all bleed the same. You're not better than nobody. In fact, you're probably one of the lowest people. So, see, that's what I'm thinking, right? I've seen people do the videos, but I'm going to say this. What y'all need to do for anybody who's been harassed or doxxed or done by this man, start taking his ass to court and putting charges on him. I bet you 100 to 1 when he has to deal with the legal system over and over and over and over again, he's either going to do one of two things. He's either going to shut the hell up and stop doing that behavior or he's going to run. He's going to be scared. He's going to run. I've seen people like him. I've known people like him. I promise you, he going to run like and tuck tail like the little bitch he is. If you get enough people to take his ass to court and sue him, yeah, take everything. You want to hit him where it hurts, take his money. You want to hit him where it hurts, if you got something that you know for a fact is a crime, charge his ass, call the police. I promise you he going to change that behavior. Because you want to hurt a narcissist where it hurts. Hurt them in their popularity and hurt them in their money. Because the court of public opinion is the best way to pop somebody like that. Now, he may thrive on the hate. Now, I know people who do that. He may thrive on the hate. But I bet he won't thrive on if you hit that pocketbook. I bet he won't thrive if you hit that pocketbook. Mm-hmm. You really want to get somebody like him and do something to him? If you're a victim of this person and the statute of limitations has not went up, look up your statute of limitations on whatever you think the person has done to you, whether it be harassment, bullying, doxing, all this other stuff. That is an illegal crime. Um, take that shit to court. Take him to civil court for slander, harassment, defamation, pain, and suffering. I promise you, you hit him where it hurts. That's how you take care of people like that. You hit them where it hurts. If you hit them where it hurts, they ain't gonna like that stuff. And if you do it in your area, he has to come to your area, or he gonna get a default judgment. You gonna get a default judgment. Mm-hmm. You make him have to take a flight. Somebody need to be up in Canada in his ass, or across seas in his ass, where he has to go all the way over there. That'd be kind of funny. Well, if he's supposedly in Florida, somebody in Washington State needs to get his ass. Mm-hmm. Hey, D Ham, love. Hey, D Ham. Also, D Ham show created an amazing happy birthday. Her birthday is near the end of the month. But a happy birthday message for Just Andrea. So, Just Andrea, if you happen to be in my clouds or watch this replay, please go over to the D Ham show's platform, to his channel, and check out your birthday song. It's really beautiful. I'm going to share his link. D Ham does a lot of music and it's very beautiful. Um, he does his little music lives if you just want to chill and have some fun. This right here is the D Ham Show's link to his channel. He's a very amazing person. Just wanted to put that out there. Now, tomorrow is my son's 17th birthday. He only likes 1 year to be 18, y'all. I don't like this. It's no. So I'm not sure. I always go live, y'all know, between 8:30 and 9 every morning, Central Standard Time. So that would be between 9:30 and 10 for Eastern Standard Time, and for Pacific Standard Time, I believe that would be 6:30 to 7, if I'm not mistaken. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm live every morning around that time. Now tomorrow, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay. Because I do have a special dinner I'm making for my son. Something that he absolutely loves. I cannot say it out loud right now. I have to tell y'all tomorrow because he may be walking around the house and I don't want to say it and ruin the surprise. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could just hit that like button. Anybody, I'm reaching out right now to any victim of Mr. Jim Terry. If you would like to come on my show, if you would like, the link is pinned in it's pinned to the top right up there. You can click that link. If you want to stay behind a screen, if you would like me to keep a banner up so that you can be, anonymous to a degree, I will do that for you so he cannot harass you and come after you. If you want to be yourself, I can take that down. But I'm reaching out to anybody who is a victim of Jim Terry right now. And I just hit me up in my inbox and we will set aside the time to make sure that you can come out and tell your story and others can hear it. I may not have the hugest platform in the world, but I promise that we're going to try to get your story out there. Okay. I just want to say that. Jim Terry, you met the right one. You think that you get away with this and you sitting there making fun of folks and doxing folks and doing this for folks, you ain't never met the beef sector before in your life. You was just fucking around finding out in the true crime sector. You ain't messed with some of these sectors over here, and you better stay where you know, because I promise you, you don't want to mess around and F around and find out over here. That's all I got to say to you. Now, I also will say that I heard about the scamming scandal that people was talking about over there on QBs because of, thank you, beautiful YTC. For without you, boo, I wouldn't know. Good morning, Miss LaKendra. Hey, shaker, 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 shaker. I got people singing that now. So awesome. um, I got people calling shaker, shaker, And I've been doing that forever, ever. You can ask Room Shaker. To the point that sometimes people wouldn't know who I was talking to in chat. Just like I call Big Rig, it's my personal joke with him. It was a joke started over on the hood table. I call him Sexy Side Profile Man. It's just an inside joke. I called Queen Pisces, Dr. Queen Pisces, Dr. Mac, because I told her one day that every time she talks, she sounds like she macking somebody. So from that point on, I call her Dr. Mac, and that's why I call her that. I like to come up sometimes with, you know, inside joke greetings with people. You know what I'm saying? It's my thing. I like to do that. I think it's fun. But yeah, with narcissists, they a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I would say, you know, some people also trauma bond with a narcissist. Um, narcissist Narcissistic personality is not an untreatable disease. A person with narcissistic personality, there's actually a man on here. I forgot what his channel name is. If I find it, I'll repost it. But he actually admits that he has narcissistic personality disorder. And he does videos reaching and teaching people what a narcissist is like. He recognizes he is a narcissist and actually goes to therapy to get help for it. He doesn't pretend he doesn't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's not mental health. When we talk about mental health, a lot of the stigma for mental health needs to be taken away. Bipolar disorder is not a terrible thing. Schizophrenia is not a terrible thing. It is a mental disorder, and you can treat it, and you can live just like anybody else. You just have to know the signs and symptoms of your disease. Now, what is a shame and what you should be ashamed about is when you do have a mental disorder and you want to pretend you don't have it, and you're using it to hurt other people, right? That's when it's a shame. It's like, when like what something my mama used to say when we was kids. It's not a shame to have it or get it. It's a shame to not get rid of it or to take care of it. So, that's why I tell people, don't be ashamed of your mental disorder and admitting you have it. I have ADHD. I'm neurodivergent. I'm not ashamed to admit I have ADHD. I have anxiety. I'm not ashamed to admit I have anxiety. I'm not ashamed to admit because of an alcoholic ex who was abusive that I have PTSD. I'm not ashamed of my PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed that I took myself to therapy because it was what was best for me. I want the shame to be taken out of mental health disorders. You shouldn't feel no shame about having nothing wrong with you, okay? Don't feel shameful. Be proud of who you are, because let me say this, all of your mental disorders came from some kind of trauma. And if you were born with it, could you really help it? If it was genetics, could you help that? No. So why in the world would you be ashamed of something that you can't help? Don't be ashamed about it. Be proud of who you are. Don't lie about it. Now, I have seen that. I don't know if y'all saw that little thing that was going on. Do y'all remember when they had that problem with when they had people going around saying they had Tourette syndrome when they didn't, and people going around saying they had this, that, and the next thing. Um, they had multiple personality disorder when they didn't. Now that's a shame, because you sitting there pretty much pretending you have something you don't, and you're almost to the point of making fun of people who actually have it or making it harder on them, because they actually have to deal with that disease on a daily basis. And I'm going to tell you something, anybody that I know will tell you this. Just because we have it doesn't mean we want it. Because if I could, like, there's some good parts of ADHD, I won't lie. But if I could get rid of ADHD completely and never have to deal with it again, I would. I know many people who are schizophrenic, bipolar, all these other things. If they could get rid of that disease, they would. They didn't choose to have this disease. This disease happened to them, right? By happenstance. It's not their choice. I just don't want them to feel ashamed about having it, right? But if you're pretending, you're actually hurting the people who actually do have it. So don't pretend you got something when you ain't. Just be real. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got a lot of cricket. You know how they say you ain't got a lot of kicky crick. Don't be lying. Why you always lying? I don't know why every time I see a content creator in the sector or somebody else in the sector and they lying like a motherfucker, every time that happens, that song runs through my head. Why you always lying? Stop effing lying. I don't know why. Don't ask. Don't ask. But that one always runs through my head every single time. Swear to God. Um, every time I see it. Um, but now I did hear about that scamming scandals over there. I went over there and I didn't catch all of QB's live, so I missed like the second half. But I did say that they were saying that Blackberry Molasses is the person that used to go by God God is great or something like that. From back in the day. And that that person used to ask me for money. Now Blackberry Molasses has never asked me for a thing. So I don't know. But that's what people are saying. I don't know how true everything is. Now I think it was Miss Toby. I think it was Miss Toby. I was make sure it wasn't Miss T Danielle because sometimes I mess up and I get them mixed up, and that's on me. That's not on nobody else. It's because when they come up with the puppy dog pictures, I'm just so staring at the puppy dog that I can't pay attention to nothing else. I'm sorry. I love animals. Um, but I believe that was Miss Toby, if I'm not mistaken. That was up on QBs. I may have to go back and look, and then I'll tell y'all. But I'm pretty sure that she was talking about, and Miss Just Andrea was talking about it, how this person had actually scammed the money. Then Miss Nicole Reloaded got dragged into that with I don't know who that lady was. I've never heard her or seen her, I don't think. Um I'm not sure. That she said that she Nicole Reloaded needed $20. She let her borrow $20. She never got her $20. The only thing that's bad about that is we can't prove that one without a definite. There's a reason why. We don't know if that person gave her that 20 because of good content or if that person gave her that 20 as a loan, right? It could have been that she actually just sent her that because of something she liked that she was doing. We really don't know. It's at this point a he say, she say, or a she say, technically, because they both women. You know what I'm saying? It's just depending on who you want to believe. It's up to the viewer at that point. Um, we see the receipt of the $20, but we don't know what the $20 was. Was it a loan or was it, you know, we really don't know. And that could go for any of these situations technically, unless you put a memo in your thing and it tells you what you sent it for. And a lot of people do that when they send to me. They'll put it in their memo for great content, for thank you. And I love getting those little messages. I think it's amazing. When I get a cash app, I love those little messages. I think they're so sweet. I've had people send it to me for coffee. Somebody sent me some money for my son for Christmas, and I did. I put it with his Christmas. He actually got a video game for his Christmas with that $10 they sent me. I put an extra money with it for him. So basically they put 10 and I put like 15 with it, if that makes sense, to get a Steam gift card. Pretty much. That's what they got him. You know what I mean? So he got his little thing that he wanted pretty much because he loves his computer games. But anybody that's dealt with narcissistic personality for a long period of time, I would suggest that you yourself go to therapy. And it's not a shame to go. It may actually help you to deal with the abuse that you went through. What I'm saying is, it takes time to learn behaviors, and it also takes time to unlearn them. When you've learned abuse, it's called learned abuse, right? It takes you time to unlearn abuse. It don't happen overnight, right? It happens over a period of time. Same thing with unlearning it. It's not going to be overnight, and you have to unlearn that. Ooh, a new population trial starts. Thank you, Jay Dizzle. Let me go check. I think I'm signed out of Discord right now. That one lady about the Taki thing is hilarious as crap that you told me about. Oh snap! That one is good. That one is good. We're going to have to watch that one tomorrow, Jay Dizzle. That's funny. The Taki lady was also hilarious. Now, who the hell thinks to start a fire with Takis? That just got me. Like I would never think of that. You know, somebody was on some drugs for that one. And what? That's gonna be funny tomorrow, Jay Dunn. That one's gonna be funny. I would bring it up today because it is kind of funny just looking at it laughing. But no, it's gonna be for tomorrow. It's gonna be for tomorrow. Let me not do that. That one is gonna be hilarious. But with all the scamming situations and stuff, I have given out of the goodness of my heart when I can. There's a lot of times I can't. And way back in the day, I said this over at YTC's. I was having it real hard way back in the day. A lot of people don't know about it. I never told anybody. If I had told somebody, there would be probably a lot of people who would have tried to do something nice for me, right? But I didn't tell nobody because first off, there's three or four reasons why. One, I didn't want nobody to feel sorry for me back then. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody to know what I was going through and feel sorry for me. I didn't want nobody, I didn't want that stigma on my head. I was a strong person and I went and got it myself. You know, I went to the pantries. I did what I had to do. That's why when this tax season comes up, the specific pantry that and me and my husband talked about this that helped me when I was down at my lowest of low, I want to give back to them. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I have extra money, I want to give back to them. Yes, I've been waiting on the Naziah Harris trial. I did when they did the preliminary hearing, I did a breakdown of that case. It was about 2 weeks ago, I believe, or a week ago. It was either last True Crime Thursday or the one before that. I did do a breakdown of what we know so far on Naziah's case. Um, and I want to see this man go to jail. And here's the thing, Naziah wasn't the only one that he was touching in that family. And that was her uncle. Why won't they just say that that was her uncle? He was with her aunt. Him and the aunt had like six kids together, and the oldest kid was 12 years old at the time. When Naziah went missing, she was 14. So therefore, he has been in that child's life since she was at least 1 years old because you know, he went to prison in 2004 for lustfully touching a child and doing something to a child and got out in 2014, right? Has kids by the aunt and they let her get in the car with him and go places with this man. And since then, I don't know if you know this, Jay Dunn, if they've looked into it and the other content creators have said this, her father passed away and um she was 13 or 14 when it happened, and she just had a birthday in November. But her father has since passed away. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have deep dived enough into that, but her father passed away, so he won't even get to see justice for her. They've still yet to find her body. Um and the last person that was seen with this child was him. His own sister said that. His own sister testified to the fact that she saw him with a little girl that morning, and that little girl happened to be Naziah, his own blood sister. This is where I was talking about we have to break generational curses. And when you know you got a nasty uncle in the family or cousin or whoever it is, Don't let your children go with them. You as parents have to make sure you protect your children from those people. If you knew he had a straight up conviction, not just a rumor, not just because you think he's creepy. No, this guy has had an actual conviction, and they still let Naziah go with him to his auto shop to help clean up. They let him go with her. Like, let her go with him to his shop. Other people in the family let their kids go with this man, knowing he had a conviction, right? And she's not the, hey, Miss Tracy, she's not the only one that he touched. He's also charged with multiple others. And there's probably other ones that haven't came forward. One of them now is 20 years old, but at the time they were 14 or 15. The other one just turned 11 and were like 7 or 8 at the time when he did something to them. This man is not a good man, and they need to. This is why I say they need harsher penalties for child P. For people who are child predators. They need harsher penalties. They're getting 5, 6 years, maybe. And this is stuff that can happen afterward. He took Naziah's life because she was pregnant with his baby. Point blank, period. He was probably trying to get her to get rid of it, and she didn't want to. Because in Naziah's mind, he had been grooming this little girl for a long time. She was in love with him. In Naziah's mind, this was the man she was going to spend the rest of her life with because she was a child and didn't know any better. Right? She thought he loved her and that they were going to be together forever and they were going to raise this baby and blah, 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 because he filled her head full of all that shit. A 41-year-old man, I think he's 41, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked up that case. That case kind of ticks me off. I don't know about you, Jay Dunn, but it angers me. I mean, I know it angers me from a mother's perspective, but I can't stand when people do something to a child. Secondly, I don't like how the family just ignored this man's conviction and allowed their children to be around him. Like, at this point, it's not just on him. Yes, he is the main one, right? But some of the family members need to hold themselves accountable at this point. I would never let my child get in a private situation with someone who has been convicted. Hell, I wouldn't even let them be around somebody who is rumored to be a child P, right? Rumored, not even, it's convicted. I'm talking about rumored, right? Because I ain't trusting you with my child at this point. I love my child more than I like you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna trust you around my child if you've had a rumor of something, you doing something with a kid. Because I'm gonna protect my child to my very last breath, baby. I will go to hell or jail for mine. I do not care. I would rock that orange jumpsuit with a smile on my face and my mugshot for my child. I wouldn't care if it sent me to prison for the rest of my life. I'm telling you, if somebody did, God help them if they did something to my child. I'm that, you ain't even going to be standing trial. I'm going to be standing trial. Let's just say it that way. Because the justice system fails every damn day, and I don't trust them motherfuckers. I really don't. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I would be like that mama. Y'all ever seen that video, that older video of that mama who her daughter's murderer, he murdered and raped her daughter, right? And she came up in the courtroom with a pow pow, and she just looks dead at him, pulls it out, shoots him twice, and then they handcuff her and whatnot. That, and I feel the same way, Jay Dizzle. I feel that entire family failed Naziah and every child in that family, because who the hell allows, just because he is part owner to an auto shop and he got money, you basically sold your child to him for some reason. Or the dad by the payphone. Yeah, the daddy who did that. I would be that person, child. You better hope and pray you know what you're doing when you look or even speak to my child in the wrong way. I will go to hell or jail. And I would do that for somebody else's child. That's the thing. And if I knew you was a child, they better see. I would love now. I'm getting into a topic that's a little different than Wellness Wednesday, but I'll just do it. Okay, I would love to own my own jail just for child P people, and I would like to bring back torture. I would. I would like to bring back torture. And what I would do to these people, I promise you that any person who even thought about doing this to another child would be too afraid to because they wouldn't want to have to deal with my jail. They would be too afraid to. Like it would see, I don't think that child P's are scared of the law because they get a little slap on the wrist. This dude was convicted of it, got out, did years in prison, and did it multiple other times right afterward. He wasn't never gonna stop doing it neither if he hadn't have done this to Naziah and got caught. He was gonna continue. Have a good day, Ray Love. Have a good day, sweetheart. But he was going to continue. He was going to continue to do it. He wasn't going to stop. And a lot of them are not afraid of the consequences because they're not severe enough. Well, see, I'm trying to own my jail for a different reason. I'm wanting to, put them child P's in a very terrible situation. Like I want to waterboard them. I want to hurt them. I want to bullwhip them and then put salt in the wounds. You know what I'm saying? I wanna hurt them so bad that they almost on death door, but then I keep them alive. You get what I'm saying? So straight up torture. I mean straight up. I would love to bring that back for child P's, so they'd never want to touch another child in their life. They wouldn't even want to look at a child. Like if they looked at a child, I want them to flinch. Because I don't think the penalty is harsh enough for people who do child things and things to children. I do not think the penalty is strong enough. Do you know what's crazy about our justice system? A person can actually do something to a child, right? Grape a child, and they get 5 years. Technically, they got sentenced to 15, but they get out in 5 years. But yet, you got your little corner boy over there who just selling a little weed. I ain't talking about harsh drugs. I'm talking about weed. He over there selling a little weed to try to support his family, right? Because they having hard times, right? And he gets 20 years to life. Now tell me where the hell is that wrong at? How the hell you gonna get 20 years life selling a little bit of weed, but yet a motherfucker who actually hurts children and scars them for the rest of their life maybe gets 5 years if they don't get probation? Maybe gets 5 years. You got to be shitting me. There needs to be harsher penalties for child P. Grapists also don't get that long neither. Actual grapists. And that's why they get out and they do it again, but they become smarter. So they try to, like he did with Naziah, hide the bodies and do the things. And they end up doing worse. They try to hide better after they get caught the first time. That's all it teaches them. All the justice system teaches these child people is to try to hide better. That's all it teaches them. It don't teach them, don't do this again. It's bad. No, it teaches them we need to hide better. That's what it teaches them. I think there needs to be harsher penalties. I promise you, if they put out harsher penalties for that, a lot more people. Now, it's still not going to take care of the people who just want to do it because they're going to do it regardless, right? But for some people, if they were scared of the repercussions, it would stop a lot of them from doing it because they'd be too scared of the repercussions. A lot of people, that's why they don't do things. Technically, it's because they're scared of the repercussions. It's not that they couldn't do it or doesn't have the mental faculty to do so. A lot of people don't do these things because they're scared of the repercussions. And even as children, we were taught about repercussions, right? When we did something wrong, some of us were deathly afraid of our parents. We knew we were going to get our tail toe up. A lot of these kids nowadays, they're not afraid of their parents. They don't have that healthy fear. They don't have respect for authority, respect for their elders. They're not afraid of consequences because they have none. See, that's why I think, yes, where there's some people who abuse their children, yes, that there's always going to be bad people. And there's in every situation there's always going to be bad along with good, right? There are some people who take advantage of things. Now, even in the situation where I was talking about having the jail for child people, right? There are people who are wrongly convicted of that. And there are some people who never get convicted who actually did it because there's not enough evidence, right? So, you have to make sure without a doubt that the person is actually guilty, right? And some instances it's sad to say that there's not enough evidence and the person is actually guilty and gets away with it. In some instances, there is a fact of it's a he say, she say situation, and there's not enough evidence. You know what I'm saying? And that's really sad. And some people do get wrongly convicted when they didn't do it, right? So that kind of situation does happen. I'm not saying it does not. But for the ones who we know for a fact are doing stuff like this man who was Naziah's uncle, oh, I wish you could just leave me in a room with that bruh for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. I promise you. Oh, I wish, man, I would beat the shit out of them people. I swear. I don't know. It's a touchy subject for me. It's one of those subjects for me that I guess because being a mother and being a parent, it's like a parent's worst nightmare. One of the worst nightmares of what Naziah went through. Um, Not only was your child sexually abused, but they were also murdered, and you still have not been able to find their body to put them to rest. That is, as parents, our worst nightmares are losing our children before it's our time, right? We always, as parents, want to go first. We don't want our children to go first, and especially at such a young age in a crazy circumstance, right? Um, I believe that's a huge thing with all of us, right? And it does affect. Hey, watcher of crazy, I heard about your channel. Speaking of which, I'm listening to subscribe to your channel right now, because yeah, the dude that Jim Terry dude tried to come over to our sector, and yeah, I don't like him. So I did put out the information and watched a lot of the videos that are in the playlist that are on YouTube, and looked up a lot of stuff on Reddit and different places and read it to my audience. And I have been spreading the word about him to my people, so they know not to let him over here, because he pretended to, uh, in his mind, in his mind, he pretended to help someone, right? When technically he had ill intent for him. He had them shaving their eyebrows and doing all kind of stuff. He tried to involve another content creator that I know, getting that one girl to move into her house so he could then make content off of both of them. And thank God she did not listen. And thank God I was able to warn her yesterday. He was up on her platform. He called one of our amazing black gentlemen who is going through a program for the government right now, helping people, who is actually a good person, some very terrible things, and said some racist bullshit and was talking down to women. So I don't like him. Yeah, yeah. Watch your. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was over there at MU's. I'm the one that warned MU, because when I heard about this man, when Just Blaze talked about him, I was like, who is this man? So I was, trying to figure out who he is. And when I looked him up, girl, my head spun. I was ready. I was ready. I was ready to curse him out. I don't like people like him. I did too. Watcher of crazy, and that's why I warned her, because nope, you ain't doing this to my people. You ain't gonna be over here doing this crazy mess. Mm-mm. You ain't gonna do that. Mm-mm. No, ma'am, no, sir. The way he treated Just Blaze, I didn't like that neither. And the way that this situation went down, nope. Just Blaze is actually a good person, and so is MU. And no, ma'am, no, sir. Um, you're not gonna do this to our people. And you're not gonna talk to Mr. Noble or Mr. William that way. No, sir. Nope. Mm-mm. Just Blaze is a really sweet, kind person. Just Blaze, if you're here, I always say that. Um, Also, Just Blaze has to deal with she had a brain injury, and I believe that person was taking advantage of her and trying to gaslight her, and I don't like that shit. Mm-mm. So he struck your channel. Did he come after your channel pretty much, and that's why you had to put it on membership? What paid services does he use? Because I'm gonna tell you, you can beat that Counter Strike all day, every day. Now I will say they will strike your channel to try to get your information. Yeah. Um, but that can be one, especially with the fact you could turn around and get him too. So I hate to tell him, but if a lot of people wanted to, they could get him for what he's doing. I'm just saying, I ain't going against guidelines right now. I'm just saying, without going against guidelines, if you get my drift. There's certain things you can't say on YouTube, and I can't say it out loud. You have to read between the lines. Yeah, in fact, if he keeps making false content claims, right, and false strikes, his channel can get taken for that. That's actually against community guidelines. I'm not sure if he knows that, but that's against community guidelines. Mhm. Oh my God, he called your grandbaby's mother, called the cops, old employers. Oh, he's a band creator? Oh, see, I said that yesterday, y'all. I knew why he created that OTT because he was banned. Ooh, child, see, I know, I be knowing. Common sense. That's why he uses other people's channels. Got you, got you. He uses other people's channels because he's banned. See, I said that yesterday and I didn't even know this. I didn't know that he had been banned off of YouTube like that. But now I because of what I saw, right, and what other people were saying, and because of everything, I knew he was a banned person because the only people that are going to go out and create or try to create a network and do all this stuff is because they banned, because they can't come back over here. Ooh, let me find out he anywhere. Ooh, chow. I saw that Watcher of Crazy. I saw Mr. Jim Terry was a scammer. I saw that he was a con man. Um, I've got to read the Rolling Stone article that's made about him. Um, I haven't read that yet. But I saw him doing it. Like I saw like the Reddit post about him. I saw his record. I looked up his record and it's a mile long. Why he ain't in jail right now, I don't know. I was telling somebody else over here. I said, you know what? If y'all all banded together and took his ass to civil court, every one of you at the same damn time, hit him where it hurts, right? Hit him in that pocketbook. I promise you, he'll leave y'all alone. Good morning, misunderstood love. Yeah, I don't think he went to a HBCU, to tell you the god honest truth. I think he lying about that because, and he said, I'm from Mississippi. If you didn't know that, Watcher of Crazy. And I asked specifically if he's claiming, now I know he's from Florida, but if he claims it's from Mississippi, I want to know which one. I want to know which one because, baby, I know all my HBCUs that I have in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And you can't get a degree for being a PI, right? You get a certificate for being a PI. What you get the degree for is either like just a regular associate's degree, or business degree, or you can get a criminal justice degree. But you don't get a degree in being a PI. That's the stupidest shit I have ever heard. He went to Clark in Atlanta. Okay, I doubt that so much, but let's see, Clark University. Oh wait, that one just took me to the one in Westchester, Massachusetts. Um, for some reason, it took me to Massachusetts. Uh, he claimed CAU, right? And it is a HBCU. Um, but see what he don't know. What he don't know. Yeah, Clark Atlanta University. I had to look it up, Jay Dizzle. And it's in Atlanta. Uh, is that you know all you have to do is take his name and look up if he's an alumni. If he supposedly played football with them, he claims he was in football, right? You could look that up. Hmm. And there's a possibility you could call admissions to see if he ever was a alumni of that college. Now they may not go back that far. I'm not sure, but there is ways to do that. Oh, so you tried, and there is a guy with the same name, but he's a black guy. So yeah, also being a PI, you don't get anybody knows this. You do not get a degree in being a PI. Hey, soul sister. MU baby, I'm so glad you're moving on from it and you listen and you got the hell away from that dude because that dude is psycho. But you don't get a degree in being a PI. You can get a certificate. Um, but you can't get a degree. You get a degree in either criminal justice or just a regular business degree or something like that. There is no degree for being a PI. So this guy is absolutely psycho, and I hope he gets his just desserts. And I hope that everybody in YouTube land realizes this and stays as far away from this mofo as they can, because I said it earlier, I cannot diagnose, but this is Wellness Wednesday. So what I did on Wellness Wednesday, since we talking about him, is I looked into what a narcissistic personality disorder is. And if you look up what narcissistic personality disorder is, you can come to the common conclusion of being a smart person, and realize that he possibly has that disease. And I say allegedly because you got to do that sometimes. You got to do that even though got to read between the lines sometimes. Yeah, also, where he claims he's got a license in Mississippi, but he's in Florida, that's technically illegal as shit. You are supposed to have your business license in the state that you reside. He was supposed to have actually an address here in Mississippi for a business license in Mississippi that he resides here in Mississippi. In Mississippi state law, like he doesn't realize that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. Your business license is supposed to be where you're from, in what state you're from. Like you're supposed to go under your own state laws. Because I am from Mississippi, I would adhere to Mississippi state laws, not like Florida or Tennessee or Georgia laws, right? And you have to use, either a business address, but it has to be a physical address to do it. And I heard about that, and I'm like, that is illegal as shit. Oh yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. the Better Business Bureau in Mississippi and you know, uh, the Department of AG, they would be on his tail for that. Mississippi does not play about that. I will tell you this: you cannot do that. That is extremely illegal. You're supposed to have, if you have a business license in Mississippi, you have to have an actual business in Mississippi. So, like a physical address, a PO box that for like if it's a LLC, right? If it's a home business, you still have to have for a business license, you have to have a physical address. So you may have it registered under two addresses. Like your mailing address will be your PO box, and that's where you send all your stuff in and out of. And then you have to have your physical address also. So you have to have a physical address, not just a PO box. Um, but you can have, your mailing and shit set as that. And that can be the public one that people see. But usually you do have to have a physical address, like a street address. And this is for any person that is going for a business license. You have to have a street address, and wherever you take out the business license, whether it be in Mississippi, Alabama, it don't matter what state you're in, you have to have a physical address within that state for it to be legal. Hi, Gemini Live. Yeah, MU baby, I told you, you have fun today. Don't you worry about nothing. You better go do your ballroom dancing and have you some fun. Just stay. The only reason I come up to warn you, myself is, I wanted you to be careful, and I didn't want you mix them something, because what I have seen about this man, he likes, like Watcher was just saying, he's went into Watcher's real life and called their family members and did things. I didn't want you mixed up with a man like that, because I didn't want like it to bother you or put you in a depressive state or mess with your anxiety or do these things to the point that it messes with your recovery. Because good morning, Happy, and thank you for being a member for a whole month. Um and so, it's something that I didn't want to happen to you, because I know also that, with all that stress, you didn't need it. Nobody needs that kind of stress. And Watcher, I am so sorry to you and all the victims of this man. All of them. I would like to have a show, Watcher. I don't know how many people that you're associated with, and I said this once before. I'm gonna make a community post. Um, and I want anyone who has been a victim of this man, I would like to have a show where I get you together and we speak about what he has done to bring awareness about him. I will make sure I watch that, Watcher of Crazy. Um, I would usually when I use someone else's content, I always ask to do so. Um, I would like to have a lot of the victims of his come up here for victim awareness, to show people what this man has done, and to, because I bet you, and I'm going to bet this money, that not a lot of you victims all know each other, kind of thing. Some of you may, but not all of you, right? And you can probably relate to each other and what you've been through, you know. But oh, y'all do. I would like to have all y'all up here and tell y'all side, just so that my sector knows about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, I want my sector to know what the heck is going on, because he came over here acting like he was a good person. He did. He come over here acting like he was a good person and he was out to help somebody. And one of our people straight up called him out. Straight up called him out and said, "No, you're not trying to help that person. You're trying to use them for content. We're not stupid. We see what you're doing." See, I knew he wasn't. I knew if he did come over here, he wouldn't last, because the way he speaks and the way he talks, it would take 2.5 seconds for one of our people over here to hear him spew that racist bullshit, and he would get got. He would get got. He would get got over here. He can't. He thinks the true crime sector did something. He don't know. He don't know. He don't know how crazy he don't know how crazy some of us over here is. He met the right one on the wrong day for him, pretty much. He don't understand. I'm the white girl that will go off. Hey, J4H, welcome, welcome. Um, yes, so I saw a lot of some of the videos. I do want to thank, I don't know who all the people are yesterday that I played their videos when I did the expose on him. I don't know all of them, right? Because they're new people to me. But I do want to thank everyone who did not hit my channel and allowing me to play that content on my channel. Um, you know what I'm saying? Um, the link is pinned at the top of the chat if any of you would like to come up and tell your side of what he's done to you. But also, we can all get together if you would like to plan out a specific date or time that is best for you um, to do a show about what he's done. I would like to bring awareness to him. Sorry about that, y'all. My son came in, and tomorrow is his like 17th birthday, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's gonna be 17. But yeah, sorry about that. But I would like to get y'all all together, all of us to, do a show. I'm pretty sure y'all probably already done a show together, probably in the past. But to get y'all together to show my sector, if that makes sense, to put it out there for my peoples so that they see what he's done to people, they understand because hearing your personal stories is going to hit a lot harder to home than seeing something on the internet, right? Because what you've been through personally is going to actually show, hey, this is the type of person this person is. Oh, thank you, MU. He's going to be whole 17. This is he's my only child, so it's kind of crazy to watch him grow up, and it's going too fast. Yeah, I would love to do that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Because I am a huge a lot of people don't know this. My son has mild cerebral palsy, and I'm a huge advocate for CP. Also, I do not like when people get abused or taken advantage of, and I like to bring awareness to people. So I call myself an advocate in a way. Be safe and have a good day at work, MU love. And this kind of person, this abusive narcissistic person, could cause people to want to unalive themselves. And I'm a huge advocate for mental health. That's why I do Wellness Wednesdays. Wednesdays is about your health. It's about your mental health. And my content usually doesn't revolve around drama of any kind, but because of this person, I kind of want to protect the people. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't want him to be able to slither his way in. I don't think he would be able to because my sector is a lot more harsher. A lot of people in my sector are not going to take his bullshit. You know, I'm just saying it the way it is. They're going to cuss him the fuck out if he even tries it. I'm gonna pre-tell y'all, pre-let y'all know. I'm in a sector called the beef sector. And welcome to the beef sector. Also, everyone that's new. Um, I've been beef sector for years, even though technically I do my own thing. I don't always cover the beef sector. But we're also associated with the Mo 3 sector and the black sector. He would not last 5 seconds over here. But we do have a lot of people who like to give people chances, and I don't want him doing that, and I don't want him over here. I do notice that he does exploit people with disabilities, and tries to make them feel important. He puts himself up on a pedestal, I've noticed. Thinks that his shit don't stink, and that women just want him. I said it yesterday. I don't think any self respecting woman would want him. Any woman who does want him, we need to pray for them because they have a problem with their self esteem. They have a problem with their self esteem. And I'm not saying that he may not have amazing people within his crowd who are actually good people, because sometimes good people get messed up in bad things, right? Sometimes that happens. You know, all cults, and that's pretty much what he's trying to create as a cult. He's trying to be like Jim Jones or Charlie Manson or something like that. Um, some of them I don't believe understand, or really, I don't think that they see the evil. They, in their mind, probably see him as a person. He's just defending himself. They're trying to excuse it away. A lot of good people get mixed up with bad people. You know what I'm saying? So, and for some people, it's just entertaining and they don't care. There are those people. Yeah, he's the dollar store Howard Stern. That's the best one I've seen of him. He's the no, he ain't even Dollar Tree. He ain't even Dollar Store. He ain't even Dollar Store. He 10 cent. He 2 penny Howard Stern. He's the Timu Howard Stern. Hell yeah, that's a good one right there too. Oh, he ain't even good enough to be Timu. He like the 1 cent penny Howard Stern. Give me 2 cent. I need 2 cent. Oh, and I know for a fact what he'd say about me if he could talk shit about me, and he gonna lie to himself and everybody else. It's gonna be funny. Can't wait till he tries to come after me, because what he does, I'm gonna come after him, and he don't want that. I'll get his whole OTT network taken down. He don't know. There is a way to get websites shut down. He may not know that. Because if he ain't doing tax paperwork and he's defrauding the government on his taxes, he can get got for that too. He better hope he's filing a 1099. See, there's smarter people in this world sometimes. Just because I'm from Mississippi, don't mean I ain't brilliant, baby. $100 say he gonna say I'm a redneck. I do this. I do that. I'm fat. I'm this. I'm the next thing. Oh, I'm gonna love to laugh at him because I'm gonna read him for filth. See, he don't know this the beef sector, baby. That's what we do for fun. It's through Avado Media. See, what he don't realize is if he doesn't have the correct, you have to have, when you run a website, you have to have almost like a business license. You also have to pay your taxes. And if you're not running it through a LLC or a business license, then you're not doing it correctly, and you can get for tax evasion and tax fraud. So he better hope that he's doing it correctly. Oh, and it's run out of Avado Media and Communications Incorporated. I'm sitting there looking at it, and supposedly Avado is out of Georgia, but he lives in Florida. He better hope that whoever's LLC and whoever's name's on that, because there is a person that is associated with it that has their name on it and their address. He better hope and pray. He better hope and pray that they actually have the legal documents for that. Because if he don't have the business license to do that and he's not running it through an LLC or something like that, then he's going to get in so much trouble with tax fraud. Let's see. Let's see how down here what his let's see if he actually has in the about section the actual business name. Oh, okay. So this is not his network per se. He's using it as if it's like Twitch or something, right? So this is like so that's what he uses for the OTT. Okay. Has he been have any of y'all reported him to the network? Because doesn't seem like he's any of the owners. Which means that you could possibly multiple times and they're not doing anything. Did they realize that that could bring a lawsuit against them for allowing him on their platform to do that? I wonder what their terms and conditions are. That because usually all things like that have you know have a terms and conditions. They usually have something like that. Because here's the thing, right now, that business could be if he is using their platform to dox and harass people, they can be held responsible. That's why YouTube has the rules and regulations that it does. Um, and so because of that, right, they can be held responsible for his actions on their platform. That's why when we do YouTube, YouTube has such strict rules and regulations. So because of that, the whole entire content could be, the website could be held responsible for his actions. Technically, you could take out a class action lawsuit against him and that that media outlet if they're allowing him to dox on there. That means that you could literally take the Avado people to quite literally to court for that. You could literally take them to court for that and take out a class action lawsuit against them and have the entire network shut down. If y'all really want to do something and you know that your information and you have screenshots, recordings, or any of that of him doing that on a wall on that platform, y'all all could get together and take out a class action lawsuit against him. I hate to tell them, but even if they do it on OTT, there's still rules and regulations on the internet. And they are state laws and federal laws that they can actually get in trouble for. Now, here we go. And especially if you're a disabled person and he does this, let me tell you something. Look up the Disability Act. Oh, you got him. If you're a protected class, oh, you got him. That is legit illegal on any site in America on the internet to do. You can totally bring a class action lawsuit against the company themselves for allowing it. You can bring it against him himself and any of his people who are doing it. Also, you can actually bring it up criminal charges against him and any person who is doing that. It is a criminal offense to use the internet to harass or dox someone. And technically, yes, they could get RICO charges if they're doing it as a group. So, Mr. Jim's here, I hope you see this, but to know that keep on doing what you're doing, and what's going to happen to you, sir, is that you're going to get a RICO charge. And you can go down for 20 years plus because you're almost creating a gang activity at this point, sir. Um, just to let you know, and when I say sir and ma'am, just know that's my southerner coming out. I can't help that. Doesn't mean I respect the person per se. It just sometimes happens. Um, that you can go to prison for what you're doing. It is highly illegal in all of the United States to do this. Okay? You cannot um dox, and you are not like, it's different if you were like a court system or something like that, but you are not. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me go ahead and read y'all this statute so y'all can hear it. I'm doing a simple Google search. This is how easy it is to find. While the word doxing isn't used in the federal criminal code, it is a crime to make restricted personal information of certain individuals publicly available if it is done with an intent to threaten, intimidate, or in an act of violence. And technically, what he is doing is that it is against the, you know, that's internet crimes, technically. And who would you want to call for that? I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all. Call the FBI. Specifically, hold on, internet crime. I'm going to tell y'all where to go get y'all, put y'all's complaint in. Okay? Uh, you can report cyber fraud, report online scammers, report online fraud, report blackmail, online scams, uh, okay, here, I'm just gonna give y'all the website page. It's the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Um, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting y'all the correct information. Because this is so that you can go to their their internet crimes page. You can file a complaint against the owner of the site and what they're doing. Okay. Also, for the people who he has exploited children, there's a national center for missing and exploited children, and what he did to those families technically is exploiting children. And he can be charged with that. Um, threats of terrorism, uh, cyber enabled crimes, any kind of cyber crime. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all this website. I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste this in my box right here. This is the FBI's website for internet crimes. Okay, this is the Internet Crime Complaint Center. That is their literal uh thing. Also, if you scroll to the bottom, you literally can go to the FBI homepage from there too. So that's literally, you want to contact the special bureaus from the FBI. that's who you want to contact. You want to make those complaints. If multiple people do it at the exact same time with all the information that y'all have gathered, make sure don't just report him, right? And the people around him, report the website that he is using. Because then they will look more closely into that website. And if that website is allowing doxing and different criminal activities to go on, then the website itself can be completely shut down by the FBI. That's what they don't understand. That entire website can be shut down, and there goes his money making abilities. Um, you know, you can absolutely get him on what they call an FBI watch list. Now, the only way he could get away with continuing to do this is if he's an informant. Now, if he's an informant and we know he's a snitch, there is a possibility he could get away with things because he's snitching on somebody. Um, and it has to be a big person. Like, you can't just snitch on some little bitty person. I'm just saying that don't work that way. But that is, I'm just leading y'all to some of the information. I know y'all smart people. Y'all probably done figured it out before I even said that. But I believe that if we could get a hold of the families that he has scammed over the internet, you could possibly get him on an FBI watch list. Because those are the ones that are specifically going to be the worst, because he exploited families of missing children. Doxing and harassing you is one thing, and each individual person's complaint means something. So it don't need to be just one person making the complaint. It needs to be multiple people making the complaint. Also, if you can get in contact with Dylan Round's family or any person who has been exploited him and paid him money, and they have screenshots, video recordings, anything that shows what he did, if you can get multiple families to do that, that would really hit home, because they really don't play about that kind of situation, more so than the other internet crimes. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he is scamming and the fact that he is exploiting missing children, that is a huge internet crime. It's crazy that he's being allowed to get away with this stuff. It really is. To me, it's the craziest thing in the world that this man is able to get away with so much and not in prison yet. Because technically, what he's done is illegal as shit. It is illegal. So hopefully, somebody eventually somehow gets a hold of the right person. There is a possibility that you, instead of making the claim, I would, and this is the way you can get any government agency to do something, continuously call them, call their number, their phone number, and ask to speak to an actual person, and tell them you have put in and put in and put in complaints, and this is still being allowed to go down. Explain the entire situation from what you've been through, the other people have been through, and say there's multiple reports, and this is still being allowed to happen today. And that this has been going on for 3 years. Um, you know, that's the way to get any government agency to do something, is to continually call them, because a lot of times your report may have gotten misplaced, or it may have gotten under a stack, or they may think it's just people from the internet not liking this person, right? They may think it's fake. But there is ways also. If that is not working, you can write to your local government agency. We have what they call a federal. It's a you have in each area, the, what is it called? We have what's his name used to be ours. Oh crap, what's the name of that? You can actually contact. It's not the governor of your state. It's the attorney general. The attorney general of your state. You can contact them about scammers and all this and all the stuff. You can also contact your governor or state representative. And if enough people come together and do that, right? That the stating that nothing is happening. If you take it to the social media, right, and you take it to the news outlets and all these things, like where Rolling Stones has made a that thing on him, um, you know, you can do all that. But you have to first file the paperwork with the FBI, and then you can go through other channels. But you have to continuously call them. You have to continuously try to get your case heard. I will say, if you all take out civil lawsuits on him and win, that's going to look even better for your case. Um, and if the statute of limitations for the crime itself has not went up, you can also make sure that you make a police report. Have all your documentations. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to have your documentations, because the documentations are going to help you through different things. Oh, well, see, he thinks he's above the law, and what's going to happen is he's going to meet the right person, and he's going to do this to somebody who he thinks that is not connected when they are connected, and he's going to mess with the wrong person one day, and y'all are going to get to have the last laugh, right? That's what's going to happen. Or he's going to meet a means to the ends because of his own ways. That mouth of his is going to get him in trouble. The things that he does for scamming and all this is going to get him in serious trouble. So you are going to get to have that last laugh. But yes, you have to go through the correct channels, get your paperwork right, get your paperwork in order, look up your statute of limitations, make sure that it is not, make your police reports, do criminal charges, and do civil charges. If enough of you quite literally get the him in civil court and win your cases, that's going to look better for the government to actually do something. Then you also, not only do you want to fill out the information on the website for the FBI, you would also then want to send them copies of everything that he has done to you, every time he has doxed you with his name on it. Every single time, send in your civil case where you won, any criminal things that you've done to him, and if y'all could all put it in like a big stack with everybody's stuff in it. I don't know how y'all would all get together and do this, but all at one time, it would make it more available. But yeah, so you could put it all in a Google Doc and put it on a CD, or not a CD, but a USB file, to where when you send it off, they can download it on their computers and all that stuff, and have all the information at one time, because one single person can try their hardest to do something. But if you put everybody together to do something, right, it stands up more in court. It stands up more with the government. Um, So what you need to compile all y'all's information that y'all can get together in one large Google Doc, all the legal paperwork, try to get all your civil cases. And you can go as deep as you want to with this. That's what I'm trying to say. It looks better when it's a crowd versus when it's a single person, right? You know how when they do those big lawsuits, how they'll have like thousands of defendants? That's basically what y'all need to do. Y'all need to hire a lawyer and have all of you as his defendant against this one person. And also, him making false police reports is also a crime within itself. False making false reports to any government agency is also a crime. That's why I tell people, if you're going to make reports, make sure they're not false. Do not file a false report, because you can get in trouble for that. But if you have proof of a crime, you are able to file a report, and you need your paperwork so that you can battle it, right? Well, see, if he doesn't show up for court after 3 times, it's an automatic default judgment in your favor. So that's actually not a problem, him not showing up to tell the truth. They're not supposed to be thrown out of court. Technically, you're supposed to get an automatic default judgment in civil court. Now in criminal court, that's different. And if he filed a false report, that should be another thing that you can, if he's filing multiple false police reports, you can also get everybody together that he's done that on and have him for filing false reports. That he is harassing and doxing people on the internet. And because they're trying to warn other people, he is filing false reports. And that's another reason. Just like filing false civil cases and stuff, eventually to a point can get you to where you're banned from the courts. You could do this to him also. He can actually face criminal charges for that. You just have to check your statute of limitations of when the false reports were filed, compile them, and show it as a pattern. You have to make sure that you file it with the correct courts and all these things and do it the correct way. But once you get it in the correct format, you get all these things and y'all compile it together. I would make a Google Doc with everything you have, the false police reports, the police reports you've had to take out for your own protection. Every single time he has doxed one of y'all on those walls, the website's name, their about section, every single, even the things that you don't think are prevalent, like videos of him doing it, everything that you can think of, and compile it into a large Google Doc, and then copy everything from that Google Doc onto a USB. Take that USB, make multiples of them, and send them to the FBI, send them to your local, write letters. Do not give up, because that's what he's expecting you to do. He wants you to just give up and stop. Yeah. Oh, if he owes back time child support, and y'all know for a fact he's getting $30 a month off this website, ooh, the government will get his ass, child. Y'all need to go ahead and report that. Call his local child support agency and show them proof that he has this thing, because he has to be filing a 1099 if he's receiving any money. And if you know he's receiving cash apps and Venmos to the extent that he says, and he's running from child support, oh baby, y'all got him. Y'all, all you got to do is send them the proof or anything that he is getting any kind of monetization whatsoever, and they will ream his ass. That means that if he's running from child support, that means he's running his money through somebody else's name. If he is getting that kind of money off this internet, that means his Venmo and his other shit is in somebody else's name, because the government will flag that shit. Trust and believe what I'm telling you. He's running his money through somebody else's name, which is illegal as shit. Ooh, I would call the tax people. Y'all need to call the IRS. Stop fucking around with the police. Call the IRS. He's doing tax fraud. He doing tax fraud like a motherfucker. He ain't filing them taxes, because we all know when you owe child support, they take your motherfucking taxes. So that means that he's running this money through somebody else's name, and somebody else is filing taxes for him and giving the money, which is illegal. It's illegal as shit. Ooh, y'all don't even know y'all got him where you want him. Ooh, that means that he is filing under somebody else's name for his own personal gain. He is created tax fraud. Ooh, sweet baby Jesus. And y'all know the IRS don't play. Y'all know the IRS don't play. Ooh, 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 why ain't y'all contacted the IRS, child? Ooh, ooh, child. That mofo is doing. I'm gonna give y'all just in case y'all. I know y'all could do it yourself. I know y'all ain't, you know, but I'm just gonna drop the IRS website in here, and just in case y'all might need to make a report to the IRS under his name. Y'all got his name and all his information. Uh, yeah, they don't play about tax fraud. Look what they did to some of the celebrities who tax frauded. They find out he's being fraudulent. Ooh, they'll go back how many ever years when he was. If y'all, oh, and also if he had a YouTube channel, if y'all had a YouTube, y'all know for a fact when the years he had the YouTube channel, when you have YouTube, it's got to be under your name if you're the content creator, and you got to be paying taxes on that shit. And if he didn't pay taxes on that shit, or he was using somebody else's name, that's illegal as shit too. Ooh, IRS don't play, homie. They want their money. They don't care. They don't care about giving you your money, but sure, they gonna take that stuff. And if you ain't pay your taxes, baby, and for him to not be paying child support mean he ain't paying taxes. Cause they gonna take that state tax every time. Or that federal tax for that child support, baby. I promise you. So whoever his baby mama is, hit her up about his tax fraud. And that's how she gonna get her child support. He running all his shit through somebody else's name. Want to know how I know it? Because I got an ex who does the same damn thing. He quit every job, won't even keep a job. He let his wife get a job so he don't have to try to pay his child support. So hell yeah, y'all need to get that mofo. Ooh, y'all just made me just have you know when you see like the light bulb go off on top of people's heads. That just made my light bulb go off. He's creating tax fraud. Ooh, because we all know that they take them taxes for that child support. And if he not paying child support, I mean he ain't filing taxes, which means that he's got all the money running through somebody else's name. And whoever that person is, I'm gonna pre-warn them right quick. You better hope and pray you get your name off them tax documents, because guess what? You're gonna be held responsible for everything that he does, which means that every person that he's done dirty on those websites and stuff can sue you. They can sue you for the money since he supposedly has none because he's running the money through your name. And they can find out who you are behind those channels with the little simple call to the IRS to find out who's filing the 1099, baby. Because somebody's filing the 1099. And all you have to do is go to the courts when you take out your civil case, or if you sorry about that, y'all. Something happened with my internet. I think I had too many pages open or something. Anything. And if they ain't paying taxes chosen by Yahweh, that's also illegal. Because you have to file a 1099 if you get a specific amount of money, even if you get a specific amount on your Venmo, where we have proof, where y'all have proof that he was collecting 2,000 to 4,000 via wire transfers and Venmos, he was supposed to pay taxes on those. Every single one of those transactions, he was supposed to pay taxes on. So if he didn't file a 1099, oh, child, that's tax fraud. Baby, tax fraud ain't nothing to play with, I'm telling you. That is tax fraud. You have to file a 1099 if you get anything over $1,000. Anything over $1,000 is taxable by the IRS. Anything over that. And they got to file a 1099 if you receive any money, even if it's a gift. Anything over $1,000 is taxable. Anything. So that is straight up tax fraud. I don't know if y'all know that, but it is. And you could straight up get him because they specifically sent it to him. And if he has not been filing taxes on that Venmo or that wire transfer from that bank, and they do have records of that because that can never be erased no matter what he tries. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh, we looking at tax fraud. Ooh. See, he thinks he's smart and he's slick, but they ain't slick. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. I am a very smart redneck and know my stuff. He's supposed to be filing a 1099 on all those families. Somebody needs to get in contact with all those families who literally gave him that money. Every single family, and get the information where they sent him that, show the wire transfers from the banks or the Venmo, right? And then send that to the IRS that he has not paid taxes on that. Because he's supposed to, he's supposed to tainted docket. He's supposed to owe state and federal for that. And that right there is a huge crime. He thinks he thinks he went to jail for his little scams he did to the schools and all this stuff. He did his little probation or whatever. Mm-mm. Taxes ain't gonna play with him, and they gonna hit him where it hurts. Yeah, you want to hit up the consumer fraud department also, and you can get his business license taken if he has one. All you got to look up is the Better Business Bureau. Trust me when I say what I say, he will never be able to get another business in his name. And now he may be able to get in somebody else's name, but eventually they'll red flag them too. If they find out he's got multiple business and multiple different names and different people, each one of those people can get hit and red flagged to never be able to open another business. I don't know if y'all know that because what he's doing is considered scamming. And there's something, I forget the exact name for it, but it's like when you open a business and the business is a scam just to launder money. See, that's also a RICO charge. That's money laundering at that point. You're money laundering. Point blank period. You're not paying taxes on the money. You know what I'm saying? You're funneling money through different accounts and different businesses, which in case is also a fraud charge, which is also against any state or any federal government. So he can get RICO charges. He doesn't realize what he just did is bigger than what he is. He's looking at let's see how much you can get for a RICO charge. I'm just curious. How much time do you get for RICO charges? Oh, because that's considered racketeering, baby. I don't know if he knows this, because that's criminal activities, and he is considered at this point an organization because the amount of people that he's brought into it. Just like they got YSL and all them, they can get him for the same thing, for racketeering and stuff and charges. Because he's getting his money through illegal ways. Let's see. They'll be fined more than twice the proceeds from their illicit activities. And sentencing. Racketeering sentencing guidelines are extremely strict. Although generally racketeering statutes provide for a maximum imprisonment up to 20 years to life. A life sentence is possible if any of the underlying racketeering activities provided for a life sentence. Likewise, in the event that the property obtained through illicit means cannot be located, courts can order the forfeiture of any defendant's other properties. So let's say he took some of that money that he scammed off those people and he bought land or cars or anything like that. They can take that from him. The government can strip him of everything. Oh yeah. Food's ready. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. Even if he's legally married, I'm gonna tell you this. If he's legally married and let's say he put everything in her name, or if they find out that he put everything he owns in somebody else's name, they'll still take it. I had to tell him if he thinks he's smart and he's getting away from the government, you can't do it that way. They will find out. They'll see transfers, if that makes sense. And they can see the transfers of the money. If he's taking the money and transferring the money to someone else to buy something, right? Whether it be property or whatever it is, they can take that too. So they're not legally married, then how she can't claim him as a dependent. That's also illegal. And if he has any of the businesses in her name, and she's getting money, but it's him doing it, then that's illegal. So she can actually go to jail for that. I hope she knows that. I hope she don't go to jail over his dumb ass by creating fraud, because she can get herself in a whole world of problems. You know what I'm saying? That's what she don't understand. If she is not doing everything to the legal state of the law, she herself can be held responsible too. Also, um, there's a lot of things to look into when it comes to the situations. Um, I bet he has a lot of aliases too. Cats. I bet he switches his middle name and his last name, and I bet you 101 if you really looked into him even further and really more deep dived and really looked, he's probably got so many aliases. It's probably as long as your damn leg. He's that type of person. But I do hope that somebody eventually gets his ass and tags his ass to the wall because he deserves it. He is not a good person, and I do not like him. I didn't like the way he spoke. I knew from the first moment that I met him, when he was first speaking, that I did not like him. I knew from the very first moment. Like when he opened his mouth, I was like, oh hell no, I don't like you too much. I don't like the way you speak to women. I don't like the way you speak in general. You're an asshole. F you and going about your business. Don't come near me. And when I heard him speak some racist rhetoric and talk about the LGBTQ community and talk about women the way he talks, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. Best thing you can do is stay your little ass where the fuck you is. Excuse my French. Also, though, I hate to tell her, she better hope she ain't in none of the illegal shit. Because if they catch his ass with a RICO charge and she's involved in it, she gonna be on that docket too. And anybody that surrounds him, which means any of you content creators that's upholding Jim Terry and any of you people who are working for him, realize that if he comes up on RICO charges, your name gonna be on that docket too. You might want to run while you can. You might want to run while you can. And I mean run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. You better hope that's what you say. Because if in case these people get real serious and they do, some of these things, and let's say the government gets serious about it, you screwed, bruh. Because not only have you defrauded the IRS, you're creating cyber crimes through the FBI. I mean, sweet baby Jesus, I'm gonna pray for you. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's in my southern condescending tone. So yeah, bless your little heart. I'm gonna pray for you. I had to do it in my southern condescending tone. Um, that don't really mean I bless his heart or I'm gonna pray for him. Okay, if y'all don't know, that's how us Southerners are mean. Um, but so bless his little heart. I'm gonna pray for him. Bless his little heart. Bless him. Bless him. He ain't all there upstairs. He a little he a little touched. He a little touched in the head. He a little touched. We gonna pray for him. I'm gonna laugh when I catch the day when one of y'all tell me, and y'all, if y'all get his ass God, please come tell me. I don't care if I'm doing different content at the time. Yeah, they need Jesus. I'm gonna pray for them. Mm-mm-mm. They a little touched, Jesus. Could you please pray for him, oh Lord? You know him ain't all there. Him ain't all right. He may also have a little sugar in the tank and lying about it. Dear Heavenly God, you know he lying about something. We all know it. He's technically probably really looking at menses, but claims he loves women. Dear Heavenly God, he's probably all not there in the brain. Help him out. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Throw the holy water on his ass. Hell, I bet if he walked into a church right now, that shit would set fire. Lightning would strike his ass. Cause you know he don't really know about God the way he be treating folk. Mm-mm. He is not a godly man. Oh, I heard some of him grilling saying something about an SA victim too. When he said something about an SA victim, I was like, oh hell no. No, you just did not, you mother. Like, I'm gonna say this, it wouldn't take me one time to smack the teetotal shit out of that man. And I promise you, that mofo is one of those boys who like to run their mouth and hide because they too chicken shit to fight you face to face. He's one of those motherfuckers. He's one of those motherfuckers that be sitting behind a keyboard because he's too chicken shit to do something to somebody's face. If he met you in real life, he'd be trying to kiss your ass because he's scared. He a scared little boy. He's one of those scared little boy. Now I seen on my community wall, cat, I have a crap ton of playlists where people have compiled a lot of the stuff he said and done. In one of the playlists, there's 160 something videos. In another playlist, there's like 71, and there's 30 something or 40 something in the other one. And then also, let me drop Watcher of Crazy's channel again. She has some of the information also on her channel. So I'm gonna drop her channel again so that or I think you've already subscribed to her channel, but I'm gonna do it again just in case. I heard about the Rumble channel too. If do you have the Rumble channel information on your in your descriptions anywhere? Because I could go grab that real quick. Um, oh, okay. Um, he still has a Rumble channel, and his Rumble channel is Dim Terry TV. Okay, okay. I thought you had a Rumble channel with more information compiled. Okay. Um, but I have a set on my community wall. If you go look right now, where I've shared all the playlists that other people have compiled. There's 3 different playlists. Some of the videos are repeats, but it has a lot of the information from his own mouth too, of the people who have compiled it. So, also Tainted Docket. I'm gonna look up that name of that person, and I'm gonna drop their channel. Uh, eh, Let me copy that. Let's see here if I can find that channel right quick. Uh, let's see if they have Jim Terry football. Oh my god. This is the person who has like the Mr. X News person. And I do see like this video uh of supposedly him playing football. That's hilarious. Okay, so I'm dropping that person's channel now. X Mr. X on YouTube. That is their channel. Um, so yeah, I dropped their channel as well. That is hilarious. Ah, I'm sorry, but I find that funny. Oh, he's so ugly. Jesus. It's never your night. You don't never win nothing. I'm sorry, I was watching that video. I was watching that video. I had to laugh, y'all. But I do have to get off here in a minute because I do have to go eat and take care of my family and all these lovely things. But thank you all for being here and anybody that's subscribed, anybody that hits the membership. Thank you. I do for those who want to know about it. On my membership, I do a game night. I don't know if you've heard of Jackbox TV games, but I bought a bunch of them, and so for my members, I do game nights, and I'm actually needing to do one soon. All you have to have is two devices, one to watch me on and one to play on. So, like, if you have a tablet and a phone, or if you have two phones, or if you have a computer and a phone, it's so easy to do. Um, my mom is feeling better. Thank you, Miss Catherine, for saying that. Um, okay, your email. My email. I'm gonna put it across the bottom of the screen here. So if you would like to hit me up by email, I also do graphics. Like background graphics and posters and YouTube thumbnails. Um, so my email is smexylady69@gmail.com. You can hit me up there, at any time. So you can get the deets and whatnot. But if you want to become a member, know that that's something that I do for all my members. I also have a members only Discord, to where we're going to watch movies in there. We're going to have movie nights for my Discord members, before for my members on my channel. On my membership, I always post a link to my Discord, and we're going to have movie nights, and we're going to, I just want my members to be able to have fun. So any of you that have been, I just want to say this before I end, any of you who have been hurt by Jim Terry, I just want to say that I am so sorry that that happened to you. Anybody who's been doxxed and harassed, I know how that feels. I've been doxxed. It's not fun. And when people mess with your real life, it's not cute. And I want to say that I hope that y'all get the justice that you deserve, because you deserve justice. Something terrible has been done to you. Um, and I just want you to know that. My email should be on my page here, but I just wanted to make sure I put it across the screen here for anybody who wants to take care of that. Also, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all those things. I one of those people who tomorrow we're doing True Crime Thursday, so I do different content on my page. Um, a bunch of different stuff. I was trying to put my other one up. If you would like to hit the cash up, there it is. You don't have to. It's just, if you like the content. It does help me grow my channel. What I do with my cash apps is I put more into the channel. I buy more of those Jackbox games. I make sure that, everything's okay. So tomorrow we're going to be covering, I'm going to give y'all a little preview. One of my amazing friends on here, Jay Dunn, you'll see her in chat. She gave me a thing that she thinks is funny and would be a good thing to talk about. We're going to talk about the Florida deputy who was watching Orne and he crashes his car. A police patrol deputy who was watching Orne, pretty much. So we're going to be taking care of that. We are going to be looking over the Nevaeh case. So that's another case, and we've been looking into things like that. So I do have different days. I do different content. Today was Wellness Wednesday. So we talked about the narcissism of Mr. Jim Terry, who is an asshole. Go to hell, Jim Terry. I hope you have nothing but bad luck until you apologize, until you do right by the people that you've done wrong. And I hope you change your behavior because, sir, it's unbecoming. So be a better person. How about that one? That should be your message on today. Be a better person. Stop being an asshole. Also learn that what you're saying about, oh, because I went to a HBCU, I'm not racist. That's like saying I got a black friend. You're motherfucking racist, motherfucker. The shit that comes out your mouth is racist. You may not think it because you so in your white privilege area and in your mind that you don't see it, but motherfucker, you being racist. Okay. You're also being a bigot. You're also being a fucking asshole to women and misogynist. So please get some mental health for today. That is your last thing that I'm going to tell you. I'm going to pray for you. Dear Jesus, let this man get some mental health. He needs it. All right. Y'all have a good day.
I'm from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Adder Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, captain seat banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training round on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down 1800, watching out for them rubberheads that be stanging round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments when OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car blue, a big Anthony Hughes and Pee.
I'm from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my